On the news at 1, FCTA removes shanties on road corridors and power installation. Anger phenomenon, the Islamic perspective, x-rayed in a book. Plus, more condolence visit to Karu chiefdom over the demise of monarch. Hello, this is the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitbo. Makeshift shops encroaching on road corridors and power installations within Kubwa and Dede communities in Buari Area Council of the FCT have been demolished. Onoze Yakubu brings us details.
Most of the affected structures are kiosks and other structures attached to the perimeter fence of Dede Livestock Market, as well as furniture used for various trading activities that constitute environmental nuisance and posing security challenge in the community. The Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Iharu Atta, says the exercise is to free the areas of traffic gridlock experienced by motorists and other road users plying their axes. One of the victims expresses displeasure over what he describes as unfortunate.
They just gave us notice that we should move out of this land. But the people that came then they are this environmental board, whatever. When they came, they brought a notice 2 weeks ago. So they dropped the notice for people. Me, I've been sleeping then. People come and wake me, but fortunately, before I wake, they have already left.
While the affected persons are still counting losses, the tax team says it is determined to remove all the contravening structures. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Now let's go to the court. The trial of Labour Party National Chairman and 3 others on alleged forgery at the High Court of the FCT Abuja has been adjourned to 20th April 2023. The presiding judge, Justice Hamza Muazu, gave the order at the resumed trial of the matter. Miriam Emeka Amadi reports.
5th of April 2023, the FCT High Court, in a ruling on an ex parte motion, Justice Hamza Muazu restrained Julius Habure and 3 others from parading themselves as national officers of Labour Party. The defendants are facing trial on alleged forgery, perjury and criminal conspiracy being preferred against them by Office of the FCT Commissioner of Police. The restraining order followed an ex parte application that was brought before the court by 8 agreed members of the party. The case was called up in court, and Justice Muazu, after listening to arguments back and forth, emphasized that the interim order will still last until the motion on notice is determined. Counsel to the plaintiffs, George Ibrahim, drew the attention of the court to the fact that the interim order was being disobeyed as Habure allegedly parades himself as a national chairman of Labour Party.
Processes have been served. All the parties have responded. Yes, the 5 different processes ranging from preliminary objection to counter affidavit. The last of the such processes was even served as a close of work on Friday, and that has been the reason why we could not proceed with the hearing of our motion for interlocutory injunction today. Yes, they have done the good thing by briefing counsel to represent them. Why are they still taking laws into their hands? They should allow the course of justice to take its full course, so that at the end of the day, we'll see who is wrong and who is right.
Counsel to the defendant pointed out that they were raising preliminary to the counts. Miriam Emeka Amadi, NTA News.
To health, Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ehaniri, has launched a policy document for the benefit of Nigerian women, particularly those in the reproductive age. The document, which is aimed at helping women make informed reproductive choices, is in partnership with some non-governmental organizations. Aisha Obali tells us more. Okay, I believe the report is not ready. Moving on. A 104-page book titled Merits and Demerits of Anger, Islamic Perspective has been presented to the public in an attempt to help individuals manage anger phenomenon. Abdullahi Ajia reports that the book is authored by the founder, Al-Mustafiya Society of Nigeria, Dr. Maisuna Mustafa Yahaya.
It was a convergence of people of like minds for multiple events. First, the Ramadan National Prayer Lecture with focus on knowledge acquisition for all, where the guest lecturer reestablishes the importance Islam places on knowledge.
For any Muslim to be able to comply and practice Islam as enjoyed by the Almighty Allah, following all the principles and pillars of Islam, you must be well educated.
Next was the unveiling of the book, Merits and Demerits of Anger, Islamic Perspective. The book reviewer, Professor Abdullahi Adamu Suleiman of the Nasarawa State University says, the book is an embodiment of good literature that will impact spiritual as well as socio-psychological growth of individuals, families, and the society.
Author has actually identified and clearly given explanation on the types of anger we have. The demerits of anger include ill health, imprisonment, accident, divorce, madness, and a lot of regret.
The author speaks about his inspiration.
I was moved when I see the way people condemn a lot of people who get angry positively and with good intentions. Two, I have discovered that they fail to understand that whatever God has created has both advantages and disadvantages. People don't know that there are some kind of anger that you use in order to settle, to reconcile, and bring peace into people's lives. I call it in that book pretentious anger.
With a wide acceptance of the literary piece, guests commended and recommend the book to institutions, libraries, and researchers, saying it will be useful for conflict resolution, peaceful coexistence, and social interactions. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Media practitioners from across the world converged on Riyadh, Saudi Arabia recently to share experiences and explore opportunities in the new media while creating appealing content for the audience. Rosemary Bilal, who is one of the participants, reports that it is part of activities to commemorate the 2023 Saudi Founding Day.
From various parts of the world, Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, is the melting pot for more than 1,500 media practitioners.
From different backgrounds, they are here to share experiences, highlight challenges in the hearts of telling stories, while providing solutions to improve on the practice of journalism.
The fact that this is for the first time this is happening in Saudi Arabia, I think this is the second edition, this whole exposure and openness to the world.
And after this meeting, it will be research.
President of the Saudi Media Forum, Mohammed Al-Hati, Minister of Energy and other panelists gave lectures on the role of media in developing society.
We've seen new media driven by two essential dynamics. Number one is technology and the advances in capabilities to transmit messages.
The Founding Day affords journalists from 85 countries of the world the opportunity to visit historical sites in Riyadh, as well as partake in the celebration. For the Saudis, leveraging technology will assist in achieving Vision 2030, which is aimed at advancing the country in all spheres. While in Riyadh, the Nigerian contingent visited the Nigerian embassy in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is a country of great importance to Nigeria, as you know. Relations have been long-standing, historical relations between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia, dating back to centuries.
The team conclude the event with a visit to King Abdulaziz's historical palace, where the old town is located.
Knowledge shared, experience gathered, and opportunities provided will shape the skills of participants to have better approach for news writing. From Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I am Rosemary Molteleng Bilal, NTA News.
Thank you, Rosemary. 10 Globacom dealers who have been successful in managing their businesses in the telecom sector have been rewarded in Abuja. Deborah Gazajimaika reports that the prizes vary from cars to houses for each dealer.
It was a night of fantasy as Globacom dealers in Abuja and environ converged for the 2022 Glo Dealers End of the Year Awards.
PDP trouser, APC polo, Labour Party cap. And the man saying, sir, which party?
On the news, we are hooking up with the network service for a live telecast. Happy viewing. Good afternoon.